2023, August 3rd, Thursday. Critical reports. Rebar missing from underground garage columns at 15 LH apartment complexes. Underground car park ceilings at many apartment complexes whose construction contracts were awarded by a state enterprise were found to be supported by columns without reinforcement bars known as rebar. An underground parking lot of an apartment complex under construction in Geomdan, Incheon collapsed in April. An investigation found rebar missing in 19 of its 32 parking lot columns. The missing reinforcing steel was blamed as the main cause of the accident. Construction contract for the collapsed apartment was granted by the government-owned Korea Land and Housing Corporation. Prodded by the accident, the Ministry of Land, Infrastructure and Transport and LH inspected all of 91 LH apartment complexes whose underground garages were built in the flat slab method, in which a ceiling is supported only by columns and has no beams that connect columns. They checked if rebar was lacking in the columns supporting the ceiling of the underground garage and announced the results of the check this week. Reinforcing steel was found to be missing or insufficient in 15 complexes. In one complex, none of the 154 columns had reinforcing bars. Residents currently dwell in all units on 5 of the apartment complexes, and people are still moving into 3 complexes. 7 complexes are under construction. The problem is hard to accept. Failure to comply with related regulations, irrespective of the reason, endangers residents' lives and safety. The flat slab method itself is fine if executed according to the rules. Conventionally, a ceiling is supported by columns and beams. In the flat slab architecture, the load of the slab and the structure above it is transferred directly to the columns, so columns must be reinforced with a web of steel bars to shore up the load. In a flat slab structure, reinforcing bars are a must. If this is ignored, the ceiling can collapse like in the Geomdan apartment. Inspection found reinforcing bars missing in the stage of blueprints in 10 complexes. They were not installed in 5 other complexes despite design drawings that instruct installation. If LH and construction engineering and inspection firms had managed architectural designs and construction contractors properly while checking construction sites on the scene, the critical defect would not have been found in so many apartment complexes. LH was negligent of management duties after awarding contracts, and contractors and inspectors flouted rules and regulations. Critics suspect a construction cartel of LH employees and its retirees re-employed by companies competing to win its project that amount to $2 trillion billions of dollars each year. The non-profit Citizens Coalition for Economic Justice asked the Board of Audit and Inspection to inspect the state corporation, blaming collusive ties between LH employees and retirees for the Geomdan apartment accident. This argument is not out of the blue. According to the civic group which analyzed 536 private architectural design contracts with LH, 47 companies employing its retirees are said to have won 297 contracts, 55.4%, worth 658.2 billion won, $508 million, 69.4% of total contract amount. Illicit construction practices are a chronic problem. In order to cut costs, contractors sometimes use less reinforcing bars and other materials than is required by the regulations and subcontract works at sharply reduced prices. Omission of reinforcing bars may not be a problem limited to LH projects. The government is hacking all of the 293 private sector apartments that apply the flat slab method. Additional cases of missing rebar may be found. The government should speed the inspection and take reinforcement steps immediately. If reinforcing bars are found to be missing, architectural design and construction inspection firms as well as builders must be closely investigated to establish causes and liabilities. The government must also figure out ways to eliminate construction cartels. Apartments that lack rebar in underground columns endanger people's lives. Such port work must be dealt with as a serious offense.